LTV Action Sports is funded in part by Richardson Funeral Home at www.richardsonfuneralhome.net.
From inside the gym at Leominster High School, we say a very good evening, everyone, and welcome to Rivalry Family Media's coverage of high school basketball on another major Monday night and a major boys basketball matchup in Pod 6, getting closer and closer and closer to the end. This is the last week of the modified COVID basketball season, coming to a close for the regular season and heading toward the pod playoff action next week. This is an important week for both schools as the boys take center stage here tonight inside the gym at Leominster High School. The Blue Devils come in with a 4-2 record. They play host to the Panthers from Quabbin Regional, 3-3 overall. But schools that are jockeying for position, if the pod playoffs started today, Leominster would be the second overall seed. They would host Fitchburg in a first-round game. Quabbin would be the last team in the top 4 for this Pod 6. They would go on the road to top seed Oakmont. Oakmont has trouble of their own. They are a team that has struggled with some COVID and some eligibility and being able to get people healthy and being able to play basketball. Led to 2 cancellations last week, games that will be made up. We'll have more on that schedule, as the good news is for the folks over at Oakmont Regional, they are healthy and cleared to return to basketball. All that is the stage with which we are set as we welcome you courtside here on Rivalry Family Media. Alongside Kate Robbins, Todd Robbins for RFM this evening. A very good evening once again to one and all. We welcome our viewers joining us from Barrie and the surrounding regions out at Quabbin as well this evening for the first time to Rivalry Family Media. Bill Thomas on assignment, so Kate and I will navigate you through the entirety of this one. And Kate, here we go. We set the stage for this one. The pod playoffs are on the horizon. People talk about they want meaningful sports. They want some excitement. The big letdown, the NFL's over. Super Bowl season's over. College football's gone. College basketball's not ready to get ramped up yet, but high school basketball here in central Massachusetts is at a breaking point.
It certainly is, and we're coming to the home stretch, especially on the boys' side in this Pod 6. Going to be kind of a sprint to the finish because Oakmont needing to make up and especially wanting to make up some of these games. We're seeing games getting sprinkled here and there over February break, and as you said, we're going to have that pod playoff coming up. And you can feel the intensity. This is home stretch basketball. This is not what it felt like just 4 short weeks ago. It's a very different feel in here. The intensity is already ramped up, and we haven't even had first tip in here. So I'm excited to see. I think we're going to see a very physical brand of basketball here, especially from Quabbin. And I'm excited to see what they bring to the table. Quabbin
had an interesting start to their year. Started with 2 wins over Gardner, picked up a 3rd win at home against Fitchburg to start 3-0 overall, then dropped 3 straight. Second matchup against Fitchburg, a loss. Lost both games to Oakmont, thus the split, their 3-3 overall record for the Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Blue Devils, they had a lightning fast start. They swept Narragansett and Gardner to go 4-0 to open the season, and then they got it taken to them against the arch rival Red Raiders on 2 occasions, once at home, once on the road, to give them this 4-2 record. And then, Kate, no basketball last week with Oakmont not being able to play because of COVID concerns. That put the Blue Devils on the ice, so to speak, here in this winter season, and in a circumstance where you just lost your first 2 games of the season and you've had no ability to get back and get that taste out of your mouth. That opportunity will come up tonight.
If you're the Blue Devils coaching staff with Coach Kevin Crutchfield here at the helm, you're hoping that your Blue Devils squad is hungry, and I mean famished, to be able to play in a game that is meaningful. You've only been able to play amongst yourselves for the entirety of last week. You saw the girls get to play against Oakmont, and so now you have this situation where you've had this long layoff and you're still licking your wounds from the losses against Fitchburg. That means you're in a situation that Kevin Crutchfield is hoping that these gentlemen are incredibly hungry. Before I let you to keep going, I have to say hello to one of our favorite viewers, Miss Reagan Rooney, and of course, Mom Kelly Rooney, checking in with us tonight already. So we're very excited about that. One of our favorites.
Absolutely, no
is it
question
okay to
about
have favorites?
That. It's sort of. We develop them as we go along.
When they're in elementary school, they're allowed to be.
They are
favorite,
absolutely
right?
allowed to be our favorite.
Nailed
But,
it.
but you see, now here's the problem. You have divided loyalties because we also have the Crutchfield family that's tuning in this evening.
I'm very
as
excited.
well.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That's true.
So you have that as well. 2 of our other favorites. I suppose it gets a little difficult.
If you're
at
in
that-
elementary
that
school, you're
moment.
automatically my favorite.
I like it. See, there you
Period,
go.
end of discussion.
No question about that. You can always check in with us, facebook.com/Media Rivalry, right below the video. Feel free. Second screen experience here, an opportunity to cheer on your player. We say it all the time. We recognize just how difficult this is on parents, not being able to be here, be inside the gym, and now the season's really starting to get to that fever pitch excitement, and you are literally handcuffed to your lazy boy at home. That's all right. We hope we can bring the viewing experience from here inside the gym at Leominster High School into your home over the next couple of hours. Kate, we also mentioned, of course, the pod playoffs getting ready to get started. And on the girls' side of action, we're getting closer and closer to that situation as well. Leominster's girls are on the road at Quabbin as it's Quabbin-Leominster week to close out this 5-week regular season in this COVID-modified year. Meanwhile, for the girls, the situation is a little bit different. Leominster right now finds themselves in a tough 3 position there. If they started the playoffs today, they need to sweep Quabbin to even have a conversation about a home game and being able to play here at the gym at Leominster High School next week.
Well, not only that, the situation is lending itself that Leominster could, on the girls' side, play Quabbin twice this week and then immediately go into next week and have their first pod playoff game against Quabbin again. That's potential. Not necessarily what's shaping up at this moment, but there is that potential if they lose the 2 games to Quabbin, if they slip to the 4 and Quabbin remains the 1, and Quabbin's an incredibly talented girls basketball squad, Leominster could see themselves on the road for a 3rd game in a row against Quabbin. So very interesting things. I'm going to be looking for those scores coming out of Barrie. So if anybody's there that we know, we'll be excited to hear from you as well.
And we'll talk a little bit more about that playoff picture both here in the boys pod 6 and the girls pod 6 as well as we continue throughout the action tonight. We've got the opportunity now to meet the starting lineups for both the Panthers and Blue Devils as the teams head back over to their respective benches. We'll get a chance to meet them here on the broadcast. Then it's Leominster and Quabbin. Boys basketball tips off next right here on RFM.
And once again, a very good evening, everyone, and welcome inside the gym at Leominster High School, where tonight, Leominster High School Blue Devils will play host to the Quabbin Regional High School Panthers. It's time now to meet the starting lineup, beginning with the visiting Panthers. A senior, number 2, Ryan Robles. A senior, number 4, Brendan Whitelaw. A senior, number 15, Shay Scovera. A junior, number 21, Connor Carey. And a senior, number 25, Devin Rye. The Panthers are coached by Dennis Dextrader, assisted by Rob Hoekstra and Jay Ayer. And now it's time to meet the starting lineups for your Leominster High School Blue Devils. At guard, a junior, number for number 33, Justin Dada. For Blue Devils are coached by Quabbin, assisted by Justin Dada and John Cordia. Will you join me now and please rise for the play of our national anthem.
And with that, we're ready for basketball here inside the gym at Leominster High School. It's Quabbin and Leominster set for action here. The Blue Devils won the toss. They elected to take first possession in the basketball game. So they will have action, first possession coming up here as we get set to get underway. The 4-2 Blue Devils, the 3-3 Panthers, two games that are vitally important this week here inside the gym at Leominster High School and then back on the road out at Quabbin Regional. Ball is finger whistled into play and away we go. Blue Devils will go from left to right here in the first half of action. Wearing the home white tops, white bottoms, trimmed in royal blue. Royal blue trim across the shoulders, waistband, and at the bottom of the shorts, the Leominster L with the running devil on either side. Foul away from the basketball. Royal blue numerals front and back, Blue Devils frame in the numerals on the front of the jersey for the blue and white. First foul there charged against the Panthers, stays on the floor, and Leominster gets a fresh 30 and a second opportunity on this possession. This is Viola for Dada. Drives left baseline, gave up the dribble, now floats it back top of the key Viola. Crosses over for Dada. Dada dribbles to foul line extended, drops it off again to Viola. Kick corner, Perez a three. Rattles hard out and the rebound down and controlled by Devin Pride. Pride certainly has the capability, Kate, to leap out of the gym. We saw it during warm-ups. Nice find down the lane there. That was Gary finding Koval and whistled for the walk, but it was a pretty skip right along the floor. Caught him in stride. He just missed the foot placement.
Talking about the physicality out there for the Panthers, fairly noticeable. That's what we'll say. Fairly noticeable.
Without question. Bounce pass, drop to the right side of the lane. Cross-court skip, this time Dada. Now the underhand for Viola. Viola skidding, keeps going. Driving kick for Perez. Now for Asias. Asias drives the right baseline, and the block called right along the low left side. That one's billed against Scovera. His first, team second. 6:40 to play here in quarter number one. Still no score. Leominster and Quabbin here inside the gym at Leominster High School. Dada with the cleanup on the rim. The lay-in is good, and Leominster is on the board. 2-0 here. 6.5 to play in quarter one.
Full court pressure here from the Blue Devils.
And immediately the foul for the contact called. Perez charged with it, his first. Whitelaw will handle the inbound. He's looking deep down floor. Finds his way in for Scovera. Scovera comes cross court to Pride. Pride with the right hand dribble. Dribbles to the foul line, lost it for Scovera. And now sets up Whitelaw, who drives, dribbled this one off of his foot, but they say Perez had the last touch. And so the Panthers will keep the basketball. Remember, as we've been saying over the last 5 weeks, offensive inbounds will only be inbound at foul line extended. Scovera goes high for the inbound, brings it down, but kept the ball high. Turnaround shot doesn't go. 2 minutes gone by here in the first quarter, and it's a 2-0 Leominster lead. This is Asias for a wide open Viola. 3 from the right corner, does not go. And the rebound kicks long for Perez. Then Dada, the touch through for Asias, missed another 3 on the possession. And the rebound down for Scovera. Didn't have to jump for it, just maintained possession of it. Viola strips Scovera from the ball. Scovera recovers, now sets up Pride. 5.5 to play here in the first quarter, 8 to shoot. Scovera tried to keep it alive, rolled it along the baseline as he lost the handle. And Coach Dennis Dextrator says, I've seen enough. 5:27 to play here in the first quarter. Leominster a 2-0 lead, and Coach Dextrator wants to talk to his Panthers.
I think both teams right now looking to clean up the passes, looking to mitigate the turnover situation, and also looking to make sure that they are productive, especially with those offensive boards.
Man, it's such a great point, Kate, as you look at how the teams have been interacting. Obviously, low-scoring affair. Coach Dextrator is really demonstratively trying to direct traffic and trying to make some adjustments. It's something we've been noticing and we thought maybe cleaned up a little bit last week, and that was the game just got smoother and cleaner. Teams seemed a little bit more prepared for the speed of the action, felt a little more like mid-season form. And right now for both of these teams, Leominster coming off of a full week layoff, Quabbin coming off of a few-day layoff, they look a little cold out there and trying to find their rhythm.
Well, and that's kind of the name of the game. Again, I mean, we talk about it quite a bit this year. This is not your normal year, okay? So you're asking these student athletes who are fairly habitual in nature most of the time to do things that are not habitual to them. And then if you put any little, wrinkle into that, now you're just asking for, disaster.
Dada rips the 3, bang! 5:15 to play in the first quarter, and that'll get you out of a funk. A 5-0 Leominster lead. The feed, this one was for Geary, tried to find Scovera. Didn't work the give and go quite right. Ball out of bounds, and the ball will zip back over to the Blue Devils.
Tyson for Leominster upset. He thought he had jumped the lane there and thought he might be able to pick up a steal. Leominster, however, getting the ball back. Again, another errant pass. So we're looking for both sides to clean things up right now.
Viola and Dada working things top of the key. 5 minutes to play here in quarter number 1. Viola the drive got blocked by Scovera. And really that block, Kate, had nothing to do with Scovera having to do anything other than exist. The great wall down there on the low right block.
And that's that immovable object, if you will.
Indeed, the drive to the lane goes for Koval. And the Panthers are on the board. They're chasing 4.5 to play here in the first quarter.
Imposing presence he is, especially in the paint. I'm not driving that lane.
Here's the drive. Dada, the push shot before he got to Scovera. That one tipped away. Back out for Perez, and a fresh 30 for Leominster. This is Perez, had it picked, tipped away. This is Wager. Wager kicks back now, down floor, comes transition Whitelaw. Whitelaw has his pocket picked. And here comes Dada the other way. Caught between 3 Panthers. Bodies hit the turf in all directions. My, oh my, Kate.
Everybody's up, though. Everybody's up and running.
And still going. 4 minutes to play. We're halfway through this first quarter. A 5-2 Leominster lead. Scovera, nice move with what Bill Thomas says. Euro step lays it in and good.
That was too easy for him, however. If you're Leominster on defense, you need to make that a lot more difficult.
This is Asias, the drive to the elbow, and then the kick. Viola throws on the brakes. Now Perez, swing the left corner, finds Dada. Then back around, now Asias. Back for Perez. Perez spin, the paint, denied, kicked into a double team. This is Tyson, tries to go over Scovera, can't get it to work, and Scovera rips down the rebound.
Tyson's gonna have a very difficult job all night tonight, having to body up against Scovera in the paint. He's putting out a lot of energy and effort in there. He's not gonna try to make it too easy on Scovera, but Scovera is a presence in that paint.
Whitelaw, 3 from the right corner, and he hits. And just like that, the Leominster lead has evaporated and turned into a Panther lead. 3 minutes to play here in the first quarter, and it's 7-5 Quabbin. This is Viola, the bounce pass for Dada, falling on his way to the floor, and they say there was a defensive discard there in the middle of the floor. Coach Dextrader doesn't agree. 2:54 to play here in the first quarter. Fouls fairly even. 3 called against the Panthers to 1 against the Blue Devils. That foul was charged at Wager, his first. Coach Crutchfield makes a few adjustments out on the floor. McCormick is going to take the inbound, top of the key for Dada. And Viola sees the flash. McCormick worked his way around the paint. Caught in among the trees, banged it off a defensive knee, and the steal in the hands of Pride. This is Hoekstra. Swing, Gary, 3, front rim, no, and the rebound down in the hands of Alex Moisen, who checked in at the last whistle. This is Dada, drives all the way to the foul line, pick, pop, and it goes. We're knotted at 7.
When you're feeling it and you have a look, you take it.
And Leominster keeps going with that full court pressure. Scovera goes right up the middle of the floor, finds Wager. Wager the drive, jumped into Dada, no go. Last touch Dada, ball stays with the Panthers. And Whitelaw will check back in, 2:10 to play here in the first quarter, 7-all. We welcome our viewers joining us via Leominster Access Television, joining us in replay this evening. Comcast, Verizon, Leominster.tv for schedule and programming information. They fake the up, then back for Whitelaw. Thought he had the 3, it rimmed out. Scovera among 3 Blue Devils comes down with the rebound and then gets fouled on the rebounding action. And Kate, a branding tip to Scovera, got the great on-brand face mask. I love it.
Yeah, quite a few of them have had.
Turnaround jumper won't go. Rebound down for Viola. Up floor. He finds McCormick as it poked away by Gary into the Quabbin bench. Blue Devils will keep the basketball. Here comes Koval into the game. He will spell Gary. 1:51 to play here in the first quarter. We're tied at 7 here inside the gym at Leominster High School on a Monday night, February the 8th. So great to have you along with us here on RFM. This is Viola. Baseball pass to the baseline. It was tipped by Scovera with the soft hands, kept it alive on the baseline. He ups the pass to Koval, and they've got it in transition to the Panthers. Koval. Ball slide step, now the underhand. This is Whitelaw. 90 seconds to play here in the first quarter. We're knotted at 7. Top of the key, Hoekstra. Hoekstra, the drive, around the world, stripped from behind by Dada. Right to the hands of Tyson. Now he tries to pay off. Dada, the drive, offensive foul, and the ball goes back to the Panthers. Dada a little out of control there, Kate. He spun his body in the air, which sent him shoulder first into the chest of Scovera.
Not often you see that called here at the high school level, but it's a situation where, like you said, when you're out of control like that, you're gonna get that called.
Final minute and a quarter here to play in quarter number 1, all knotted at 7 here inside the gym at Leominster High School. This is Hoekstra. Hoekstra working on Dada with the underhand for Whitelaw. Final minute 5 here of the first quarter. Whitelaw thought about it and then pulled the abort. He'll underhand it for Hoekstra. Now the drive. Pride, leaner in the lane, won't go in the rebound, down for Scovera. The foul is on the floor. And it looks like Nico Nivard, just into the game, gets billed for his first. And Coach Dextrader keeps the shifts a-moving. Every time the whistle goes off, he's got 2 more players ready to go up. Whitelaw floats it back top of the key, the inbound at the half circle. 52 seconds to play here in the first quarter. What a 28-second differential. That one off the rim. Reset. Pride, the only Panther in there. The turnaround shot won't go, but a great effort individually by Devin Pride. 35 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Down the lane goes McCormick, and he took a walk with it. There'll be a 4.4 differential, shot clock to game clock off the inbound. So shot clock still on here in the waning seconds of the first quarter. There's the inbound. Whitelaw beats the press to the near side, Gary, and Gary will slow the tone as he crosses half court. Now here's the drive. First touch today for an unnamed player, Kate. It's going to happen every now and again. A 3 on the floor. Weren't prepared for that one. Clearly a swing player getting some time. Shot clock off. 12 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Leominster going to hold for a last shot here. This is Nevard. Baseline flash. It's Halstead. Led him a little too far out of bounds. Ball back to the Panthers. 6.5 seconds left here in the first quarter. Here comes Asias back into the basketball game. He's going to spell Dada. So Coach Crutchfield goes a little offense for defense, or a little defense for offense here.
Oh.
Whitelaw looking down floor. It was tipped by Asias out of bounds. It will stay with the Panthers. About a half second comes off the clock.
I was getting ready to whip the camera back around when I saw him getting ready to chuck
He's
that.
looking for it. You're going to every time down the floor with Whitelaw. 3 seconds, then go 2. A shot opportunity is good if it goes. Off the front rim, then the back rim, and it won't fall for Connor Geary at the conclusion of the first quarter. A dandy here inside the gym at Leominster High School. 7-all through 1 quarter. Blue Devils and Panthers here inside the gym tonight.
I think that Amy Lynn on Facebook, on our Facebook live feed, has probably the best analysis of the first quarter. Out of control.
Yes.
Out of control.
Yeah.
Amy, I concur.
Maybe both teams trying to press a little much here, but in this shortened season, you know, we talk a lot about the shortened football season under normal circumstances, you know, the 8 weeks and how different it is versus the 10 or 11 weeks you used to play years ago and how that changes your thought process. How about a basketball season where you're used to playing 20 games and this year you get 10? And then you're going to have a modified top 4 teams into the playoff, and that's it. That's all there is, all she wrote for basketball season at the end of this week. 2 of these schools, Kate, aren't going to be playing their basketball season anymore. They'll be on to fall 2.
That's, I mean, it's thank goodness that we had the season. Again, we've been mentioning it for those that have been watching on Facebook Live all year long and on LTV. They know that we've been reiterating it every single game. The goal was to be out here. That was the goal. But it is heartbreaking to know that, you know, when you would just be ramping up to the middle of your season, now all of a sudden for some of these teams, it's going to be over very, very shortly.
Quabbin Leominster Week continues here on Thursday inside the gym at Leominster High School as the girls come home in what could be an all-important matchup setting up the pod playoffs next week. That's Thursday, February the 11th, Quabbin at Leominster. A 6 o'clock tip-off, or first possession, if you will, here in COVID-modified basketball. We'll be on the air at 5:45 as we get you set for action on Thursday night. And then, of course, one of the games not available on that schedule, Kate, as we promised, that the boys' games between between Oakmont and Leominster have been rescheduled. We can tell you the boys' game here at the gym at Leominster High School will be Saturday.
Yes.
That is Saturday the 13th of February. A 2 o'clock tip-off. We'll be on the air at 1:45 here on Facebook Live.
At least they let us sleep in a little.
Do what we can. Whitelaw's second opportunity won't go. 15 seconds gone by here in the second quarter.
Just happy to have basketball.
Nice find. Dada connects long distance. Finds his way for Asias in the lay-in. And finally, we're off the lock on 7 on both sides. This is Koval. Drive to the rim. Got fouled strong. Koval's got 2 shots coming up.
Coach Crutchfield not happy with that foul call.
Said it was a blow to the head, said the official. That was the signal that he indicated to the table. So that'll put Ryan Koval on the line to shoot 2. That's the second called against Dada, Kate, so he's going to be looking at being awfully careful here as Koval can't get the first to go.
Yeah, that's not how you want to open up the second quarter by getting a quick foul like that and making it your second.
Notice the players taking their lane spots. Remember, on a 2-shot foul, first one will be with an empty lane. On a 3-shot foul, you'll have an empty lane on the first 2. Only when the rebounding action is possible will you see players occupy the lanes. One of the many COVID modifications here during the basketball season. Tyson set a strong screen. Ball works its way to the right side of the arc. This is Asias. Felt himself giving up the dribble, kicked it to Tyson, then got it right back. The spin move in the lane, pass into the corner. Viola, an open 3, short of the mark, but the putback for Tyson, put that one on the board, plus a foul. 7:04 to play here in the second quarter, and Leominster has come out the start of this second frame, Kate, with a quick 5 points. Excuse me, make it 4.
We'll see. We'll see if it's 5 after this. There you go.
A quick 5 points, just like I said.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Meanwhile, Coach Dextrader already working the officials a little bit there.
Well, not gonna lie, we did see that quite a bit in the JV game with the JV staff for Quabbin. So we were prepared if if it's one large staff, we were prepared for there to be some jaw jacking between the officials and the staffs, but.
Leominster with the pick, takes it up floor in transition. 6:40 to play here in the second quarter. Leominster's lead is +4. Viola, the strong take, being bothered, and gets the lay-in to go. Koval was all over Viola. Great concentration. There's the long distance. Baseball pass. Scovera down floor. He couldn't finish the lay-in, but he got fouled by Tyson. 2 shots coming up for Scovera. Kate, we were waiting for it. Every time Whitelaw inbounded, you just see him lining up, finally pulled the trigger.
That arm cocked and ready every single time. I was ready for it. It didn't surprise me. I knew it was coming.
Scovera's first, technically sound, and down it goes.
He was draining everything from everywhere in warm-ups at will.
Certainly what you would consider a traditional basketball build.
Yeah.
Strong upper body, strong lower body, a physical presence on the floor. Second away, and got the roll on that one as well. Into the double digits go the Panthers, a 4-point basketball game, 6.5 to play here in the second quarter. And Viola finds Moisen in the midst of the trees, loses the basketball on the floor. Out with it comes Gary, and Gary for Koval.
I do struggle sometimes with those cross-court passes. They're high reward, but certainly also high risk.
It's a great point, Kate.
We're seeing quite a few of them already from the Blue Devils tonight.
Scovera working on Perez, took him left, then came back right, shot in and out, down floor Acias. He realized there was nobody with him, so he peels off the play.
Incredibly fast in transition. He blew by everybody and said, oops, that's right, I have the ball.
I was gonna say.
I need to wait for my friends.
And a foul called there on the floor. This one billed against Gary, his first. 5:52 to play here in the second quarter. Leominster's lead 14-10. Kate, the one thing I've noticed, and you and I are going to break this down a little bit as we go into the halftime max break.
Well, that's good.
There's been definitely, especially on the interior, inside this 2-3 zone that Leominster's working with, somehow it seems like somebody ends up by themselves all the time with the basketball and 4 navy blue jerseys around them as Scovera comes down with the rebound.
Well, I think that Leominster's really extending that zone. I mean, really extending it. And when there's that much space, all of a sudden somebody gets left by themselves, and Quabbin's been able to find that one person.
Hoekstra for Pride. Nice crossover, the switch to the left hand. A 2-point basketball game, 5.5 to play here in the second quarter. Dada gets an open look at the 3. Long on the mark, and the rebound uncontested for Whitelaw. Tipped loose by the Blue Devils. Moisen, the putback opportunity won't go. Whitelaw, another rebound. Leominster had the chance for the 2-and-1, couldn't convert. Here come the Panthers back down floor. Scovera gets the feed, waits for the defender to blow by. Soft touch at the rim. We're tied at 14, Kate. Apparently only in intervals of 7. 5 minutes to play here in the second quarter.
Once again, Scovera making that look far too easy in the paint.
Dada launches left of the mark, rebound tied up between Viola and Hoekstra. Alternate possession favors the Blue Devils.
Coach Dextrader making more changes, like you said, not wholesale changes this time around.
Sees an open Perez in a half alley-oop, touch and go. That one counts all the same. 16-14, Leominster grabs the 2-point lead once again.
And that right there, that's just a quick little teeny mental lapse. Mental lapse, don't know where everybody is. I don't think you'll see that mistake get made again by Quabbin.
Hoekstra being bothered all the way down the floor, and he gets held up. And that will be the 7th foul called against the Blue Devils. And Kate, you'll remember early on, fouls were 3-1 favoring Leominster,
Yes.
as they had only been called for the one through about the first 5 minutes of the first quarter, and now they're the first one to put their opposition in the bonus. Leominster called for their 7th foul, so certainly have increased their body contact, and I think it's an opportunity trying to compete against the physicality down low.
I mean, if they want to be able to score any points in the paint, they're going to have to do that. They're going to have to contest on every offensive rebound chance that they get. They're going to have to convert some of those into points. They're going to need multiple opportunities when they're on the offensive end, and they have to match the physicality in the paint. They just have to.
Viola to the left elbow, hard in and out. Slap for the rebound, Perez. Hoekstra almost with it. Asias ends up with the loose ball. Then poked away. Perez will settle the action.
Things down.
23 to shoot, 4:18 to play here in the second quarter. This is Dada, touch for Moisen. Cross court, thought it was coming my way. Asias with the skip, puts it over for Dada. Comes back across the floor, finds Asias. Then right back as they play long distance catch. Swinging around, Viola's had enough. Pulls the three, won't go. Collision between Perez and Moisen, and the loose basketball comes out with Hoekstra. Back down floor, the pull-up for Gary won't go. Battle for the rebound. Whitelaw, high bounce. He plays it out of trouble. Then pulls up for three, catches the corner of the backboard. Battling down with the basketball, it's Pride. Loads up a three, that one won't go. Pride, the putback, gets fouled. 2 shots coming at the line.
That's looked like at least 4, if not 5 attempts there for Quabbin on the offensive end. Leominster needs to clean up that rebounding on both sides of the court. Right now they're being out-rebounded by this Quabbin Panthers team, and they're very scrappy, incredibly scrappy team, and you're seeing this kind of ebb and flow back and forth.
Chris Welch checking in, says, "Go Panthers." Amy
Welch,
Lynn.
that's a name that's on the roster over there.
Indeed says, "Good job, Leominster." And back and forth we go. Certainly check in with us and root on your team as you continue on with your second screen experience here on Facebook Live. First one won't go at the line for Pride. Second opportunity, left of the mark, missed everything, and a rim violation. The ball will go back to Leominster. 3:39 to play here in the second quarter, a 16-14 Blue Devil lead. This is Viola, bouncing for Asias, and they play catch at the top of the key. Asias left side, comes Skip Dada. You watch the defense just come right to him. He cross-courts it right back, just trying to run them back and forth in that 2-3 zone to try to open up some holes. Here's the drive, Dada in the wing. The hesitation, that one won't go. Battle for the rebound, 2 Blue Devils in after it again. That was Haas and Moisen. Moisen has lost his mask.
Oh boy.
Now Viola. Top of the key, Dada. Hands it off for Moisen, who is trying to fix his mask. The pull-up for Viola won't go. Moisen the rebound. He got fouled. 2 shots coming from the line, and he'll need a fresh face protector as well.
He did a nice job. He did an admirable job trying to put it back on.
Welcome to basketball in a COVID scenario, right?
Yep, there he goes. Off to get a mask. Here we go. Safety first. Isaac Tyson coming in.
And Tyson is going to be the shooter.
Yep.
Interesting choice there. 2:56 to play here in the second quarter. Tyson an opportunity to push the Blue Devil lead to 4. And Tyson hits that one. Haas will check in over with Coach Grudgefield. 2:56 to play, second quarter. Quabbin lining up. Scovera and Whitelaw will own the bottom blocks. Asias is going to jump against both of them with the potential for the shoot and follow from Tyson. Tyson shot away, front rim, side rim, rebound Scovera.
Oh God, they almost chucked it all the way down again.
Down floor, this one was tipped. Wagner battle into the second row. Last touch by Dada with the hustle play. Top of the key. It's Koval.
A lot of coaching going on.
All around. You can feel it, Kate. I don't care if it's COVID modified or not. Whitelaw, the shot away, it will not go. Battle for the rebound loose, almost back to Whitelaw. Scovera gives up the body to the floor. Keeps it alive for Whitelaw. Asias knocked it down on the sideline. Quabbin keeps the basketball. COVID modified or not, when you put the word playoffs and
Yes.
you're in or you're out as some of the options,
Yeah.
the heat goes up
Yes.
and instantly.
Especially when you get to just about a week prior.
This is Wager. Feeds Gary, the double clutch. Doesn't go. Rebound down for Dada. Dada with the giveaway, but no. Got it to Asias, but barely.
Oh boy.
Got tipped. Battle for the basketball. That's going to be a foul. Love the enthusiasm by Wager, but he comes quite literally over the back of Dada.
Well, sometimes you just need to pounce. You know? Sometimes you see that and you just
See ball,
get ball. It's really that simple.
2:08 to play here in the second quarter. Leominster's lead is 3. 7th foul called against the Panthers. They'll send Dada out of the line with a 1 plus the bonus
I don't
opportunity.
see the problem with it. No, I'm just kidding. I kid.
That one rims out and a rebound down for Gary. Final 2 minutes of the second quarter. This is Koval with the slide and skip, and Haas is going to be called for the block. Interesting. And it'll be a 1-and-1 situation there. It'll send Koval to the line. Both teams shooting the rest of the half. Alternate possession favors the Panthers. Koval at the line. First away. Hard in and out. And the rebound down for Asias.
Did you see that spin move, by the way?
I did. Viola, the driving kick for Haas, who comes way back up top for Dada. Great job by the Panther defense, moving and adapting as Viola runs into the immovable object. He is clearly that old 90s wrestling, the irresistible force meets the immovable object. The irresistible force most definitely in this case being played by Kevin Viola.
Goodness.
1:48 to play here in the second. Asias for Moisen. Short off the front of the rim, and the rebound wide open to Pride. And here comes Koval into the half court, slowing the action down a little bit. Leominster's bench trying to charge things up with the defense chant. Bounce into the corner. This is a Gary 3 from the left side. Won't go. Moisen comes sliding through for the rebound. In transition, he finds Dada. Dada for Moisen. And he goes up and down with that one. Ball back to the Panthers. Catherine Peters-Alexander checks in, says, hello, Aiden Courier, and go Quabbin. Susan Robinson says, go Blue Devils, and I love that Amy Lynn had the face mask. You know that one came when the mask of Moisen broke.
You got it.
Final minute here of the second quarter. Whitelaw looking for an entry opportunity. Now Gary for Koval. Swing and tip. Finds his way to Gary, goes right back. 8 to shoot. In and out to the corner. Pride. Barely the knee bend. Shot got up on the rim. Whitelaw kept it alive. And the possession continues. Ball is tipped away. Battle for the basketball. Pride comes out with it. It's a hard-earned Panther 2. Oh my, what a possession. Not exactly the way Coach Dextrator drew it up, but they count all the same. Final 30 seconds here, about a 10-second differential. Shot clock to game clock. 18 now to shoot. The bounce to the near side, it's Asias. Asias the drive, back for Dada. Dada splits the lane, open Haas on the low left block. He'll lay it in good. Shot clock off, 16 and a half to play here in the second quarter. Leominster's lead is 3. Chance to tie and take it to halftime. And Coach Dextrator wants to spend a timeout. 7 seconds flat remaining here in the second quarter, and Leominster's lead at 19-16. Coming up at the half, Kate, we'll take a quick break, reset the action here on Rivalry Family Media, and then we'll break down first half action. Preview what is to come in the second half. So many ways to play, so to speak, to be a part of this one. Talked about our partners at Leominster TV, Comcast, Verizon, available in replay, Leominster.tv for that information. Here on RFM, of course, we premiere the broadcast, Facebook.com/Media Rivalry. That's where you're watching the action tonight. Game will be available on demand, same day replay coming up. YouTube.com, search Rivalry Family Media. Like, follow, and subscribe today, or follow that tiny URL, .com/Media Rivalry will bring you right to that YouTube page for your subscription consideration. And then any schedule modifications available out there on Twitter, as well as news around the region at Media Rivalry or twitter.com/Media Rivalry for those updates as well. So many ways to stay a part of this COVID action, and stay tuned in to Pod 6 Athletics here in the winter season.
You certainly do make it sound exciting.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
For the lack of enthusiasm?
No, I don't mean it sarcastically.
Except that everybody knows the character you play in this role.
Oh, no.
The inbound for Whitelaw. Whitelaw finds Gary. Right back to Whitelaw, 3. Off the mark. Rebound crashing in. And the horn goes off. The ball was ruled out of bounds. They're going to put some time back on the clock.
I think 0.7.
Hoekstra was the shot missed up and out of bounds. And so they've got to correct the game clock here. It shows 7 seconds flat inside the building. And I believe they've asked for 1.5 seconds, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Oh boy. This could get tricky.
And so they are going to wind it down here.
Boop.
And they have actually said
should be 7/10.
0.6 of a second. That's what it's going to be. You need 0.3 for a catch and shoot, so you got double that. Hawes for Dada, catch and hits the center curtain, and that is the way the first half will clunk to a finish. One half in the books here inside the gym at Leominster High School. It's been a dandy. Leominster 19, Quabbin 16. Plenty of excitement to come here inside the gym at Leominster High School. So great to have you along with us as we work our way toward halftime here, 19-16, Leominster on top of Quabbin at the halftime mass break. We step aside, more to come as we'll preview second half action in a moment. This is RFM. Back inside the gym at Leominster High School, getting ready for second half action to begin. Todd Robbins, Kate Robbins, courtside, and happy to have you along with us. Leominster with a 3-point lead here at the halftime mask break, so to speak, getting ready for third quarter action about to get underway. And Kate, there has been no less semblance of physicality in this game, so you can expect that to continue, and that is certainly depressing the overall scoring numbers.
And I think you're absolutely right about that. I think that we are going to see a fairly low-scoring affair, which we haven't seen that much of in the last few games.
Teams change ends, and the Panthers drive right to the basket. This is Koval, draws a foul immediately to start this third quarter.
Not how you want to start the third quarter, that's for sure. But yes, I think we're going to see a fairly low-scoring affair, and I think that you're just going to see the tension continue to rise to a fever pitch.
Scovera finds Koval, lays it in and good. And We're within one at 19-18. Panthers chipping away at that small 3-point lead. Dada for Viola, right back to Dada. Tipped away and back toward the top of the key. Dada slowing things down. This is Asias. Asias with a hard left-hand drive for Tyson. Up on the old back comes Koval. 7:24 to play here in the third, and a foul now against the Panthers will give Leominster a fresh 30 on this possession.
We have a fun factoid coming in.
I love fun factoids.
Coach Dada for Leominster.
Yes.
Used to be a
Also
Panther.
Justin Dada.
Also Justin Dada, that's correct. Used to be a Panther.
Well, how about that?
What do you know? Fun facts.
Here's
Learning.
the drive. Halstead pushes it up on the rim and gets it to fall. He certainly has the prototypical height that I can remember. I mean, this goes all the way back to my, we won't call it stellar athletic career, but 7th and 8th grade playing, basketball against these schools and players that we eventually obviously saw that played during our era. Quabbin always has been taller, bigger, and stronger than the teams that they play. It's just how they are always built. And that's a credit to the coaching staffs that have gone through here, continued on with Coach Dextrader.
I agree. We've seen this for years. I'm also going to reserve my commentary relative to your basketball prowess.
I spent a lot of time
out of just sheer love
on the floor.
That's your Valentine's gift, my dearest.
I appreciate that. I'll take it. Here's the drive. Asias, baseline, kick. Halstead, 3. Front rim, no. And the rebound down for Scovera. And the foul on the rebounding action as Tyson got locked up with Scovera.
My athlete.
Hey, I knew 3 days into my freshman year here at Leominster High School, it was time to find something else to do.
Yeah.
20 plus years later, here
Still
we are.
looking?
Here we are. Ball tipped away, loose ball. Finds its way to Scovera. Baseline, left-hand shot won't go for Pride. Rebound down for Scovera. Up strong, gets fouled. 2 shots coming at the line for Scovera. Now here's what I can remember, Kate. I mean, obviously I'm here sitting down tonight, so let not my height not, enthuse you, but I can remember going to games where I was giving up quite a bit of size, and I would jump against people like Scovera. And I feel like I just probably should have stayed on the floor. I've never seen what that angle ever looked like, but I can imagine Scovera was flying up for the basketball, and I was, clearing
we're getting
a very small
Scovera is
ream
what
of
we're
paper.
getting. The ream of paper. You have the Phil Mickelson ups is what I've decided, is what you're saying. Thank you for the correction on Facebook Live.
We certainly do
Scovera.
appreciate Scovera. That one won't go. Battle for the ball, and Asias dribbles it out of trouble. We promised we didn't make it up. We got it in the pregame.
We did ask.
The drive, Dada, the jumper won't go. Battle for the rebound, and Scovera comes out with it.
Shall be forever corrected.
Indeed, the drive, that one won't go for Whitelaw. And in transition, here comes Perez, a little out of control. He'll slow the action down. Find Dada to the paint. The uphand scoop, got it on the glass, and that one will go. Leominster's lead expands to 23-18, 5:45 to play here in the third. Moisen with the soft touch in the pick, and they kept it alive over his head. Run down by Asias, then for Dada, 2 for 1, count that one, timeout, Coach Dennis Dextrader. 5:37 to play here in the third, 25-18 Leominster's lead, and Coach Dextrader is on fire over on the bench.
Well, and Quabbin had been doing such a nice job keeping Leominster on their toes, and all of a sudden Leominster in the last probably 90 seconds, you can just feel the tide change, and kudos to Coach for taking a timeout, calming things down, making sure that his team understands, listen, you let this one get away, we're not going to be able to get back into this if you let it go too far.
Well, we talked a little bit about it, Kate, as we were coming out of that halftime mask break. We talked about the low-scoring affair that we've seen thus far. Quabbin averages almost 51 points a game to their opponent. They score almost 51 points a game. Thus, the reason their record is about the same. They average 51.5. They score, or they allow about 50.7, so right around 51 in both directions. Meanwhile, Leominster comes in averaging 71 points a game and allowing 46. That has certainly come back to earth
Yes.
in this evening's average.
No, I think you're absolutely right about that. There were some games, especially early on, where high-scoring affair was by no means an exaggeration. And I think you're right. I think things coming a little bit back down to normal. But for Quabbin, I think that right now you're seeing them really starting to press the issue, because they're certainly not used to only having 18 points partway through the third quarter.
Leominster with the pick. It's Perez for Dada. Head fake got bumped by Koval. Now that's Big East basketball, I think. I mean, it's a big Monday, Kate. We're inside the 7 o'clock hour, or almost to it. It must be Big East basketball if that's gonna go. Ay. That one, foul and contact there, and this one will be called. This one billed against Gary. You can't have two players collide and not blow a whistle in one direction or another.
We've had people go out on backboards before and no whistles have been called.
We have seen that before.
Nothing is beyond the pale.
Shades of the 80s Big East. Gotta love it. While this is not Madison Square Garden, it's close enough here inside the gym at Leominster High School tonight. Asias slams baseline. This one, Dada with the scoop for Perez. The drive won't go. Battle for the basketball. Moisten loses another mask. Tied up, and the alternate possession will favor Leominster.
Moisten there having to go and contend against 3 separate Panthers going up there to try to get that ball. Remarkable that he came down with it.
And the mask is okay. The drawstring didn't break.
That's the worst when your mask, oh.
Halstead, the drive, force it back top of the key. Asias as we fall under 5 minutes to play here in the third. Asias never got that one above the rim, so he caught the bottom of the front of the rim, and Whitelaw's got the basketball. Up floor for Gary, the hesitation. It rolls across the front of the rim, but there was a foul, and that'll send Connor Gary to the line to shoot 2.
Leominster's fouls really starting to rack up. That's going to be number 5, I believe. That will be number 5 for the team in the second half.
That one won't go for Gary on the first.
One of the other areas, Quabbin not necessarily taking advantage of the opportunities that they've had from the free throw line. That charity stripe and that iron not been kind to them throughout the majority of the evening and giving points away.
Gary gets the second to fall. 25-19, 4:40 to play here in the third. Pull up, that one won't go for Dada, front rim.
Oh, he needed some help with some white jerseys down there in the paint. Everybody was already moving in transition.
In the post, Scavera, turn around, above the rim, that one won't go. Perez the rebound off the left side.
Now seeing a lot of one-shot possessions on both sides of the ball.
Dada the drive, bodies to the floor, everybody landed hard, and a walk is called. It really has turned into Big East basketball. My gosh. As we get our score in line here with the board in the building. Remember the on-screen scoreboard? It's merely there for guidance. 25-19, Leominster with the lead. 4:13 to play here in the third.
That's translated by Todd. It's Kate's active fiction.
No. It happens sometimes. You're only doing 3 people's job. Asias can't get that one to go. And the rebound down into the hands of Hawes. Through Halstead, then to Perez for Moisten. Now swinging around, Asias corner. Hawes thought about it, then reverses. Perez was looking for the reverse, didn't get it. But nice job by Asias. Penetrate and kick, and the lay-in from Moisten is good. Back down floor, this is Hoekstra. For Whitelaw, waited for the blow-by, nice delay. May have been bothered, the shot was short, and then the giveaway. Nobody saw it along the sideline, and so Leominster's possession continues.
I think that was out of bounds.
It may have looked like it. No monitor available in high school basketball.
Just the one I'm looking at.
3:20 to play here in the third. Hawes for Asias, baseball pass,
passes.
Left corner, now back, Hawes open. The righty from straight away won't go. And Scavera did not have to jump for that one.
Does he have to jump for much?
A lot of them been landing in his lap as Asias with the soft hand timing, and coast-to-coast lay-in is good. Timeout on the floor, timeout Panthers, 2:55 to play here in the third, and Leominster's lead has opened to 10, 29-19.
I believe Quabbin now with just 1 timeout remaining in the game. Coach Dextrator
third
starting
quarter.
to really show some frustration with his players relative to fundamentals. Pretty demonstrative over there.
Well, this is where you see, though, Leominster's defense working things out. The timing. We've seen it in previous action, of course. We've had the benefit of being able to see it over the last 5 weeks. Asias makes all the difference running the point on the defensive end of the floor, let alone his contributions on the offense. Just having that threat, the timing, being able to jump the lane, it's like having a great safety or a cornerback on the football field.
Right, and I think that's one of the things that was, you know, kind of a great thing to talk about, Coach, is we've seen the high-scoring games, but in a lot of these efforts, the defensive prowess of Leominster truly has been their hallmark. It's been quiet, but Coach certainly sees it. We've certainly mentioned it in some of their games. Defensively, Leominster's been doing a phenomenal job, and if you can be stifling on defense, you are going to be able to have opportunities. You're going to keep yourself in the ballgame.
And coming out of the timeout, there's that baseball pass going long, but somebody zigged when they should have zagged. That one went long down floor, out of bounds, and the ball back to the Blue Devils. An unforced error on that one.
And those had quieted down from the first half a little bit on both sides of the ball. That one kind of sneaking up on them.
Cius for Hawes, and back and forth they play catch left side of the lane. 2:40 to play in the third. Moisen opens on the right block, missed everything, and then Hawes too hard on the crash on the rebounding action. He whacks Koval.
And you see that with Scavera there. Moisen knew he was there, and just his presence alone is disruption enough to be able to cause, you know, that type of a hiccup, and Moisen not able to follow through there because he's just concerned about the body of Scavera being in his face.
Pride was juggling it down the floor, but he got control, got it on the rim, and it's good.
This is only an 8-point game at this point.
Indeed it is. 2:20 to play here in the third. We are a long way from home. Call your friends. Get them online, facebook.com/Media Rivalry to be a part of this one. And a finger whistle 3 in the key call, as a couple of different Blue Devils had bought some real estate in the lane. 2:13 to play here in the third.
You are enamored by the finger whistle.
Absolutely love it. Did you hear when it actually made a different sound? Push the old wrong button there. It sounded like, I don't know, it was a duck call or something.
You were intrigued.
I was like,
It's like a dog whistle for Todd. Todd's dog whistle.
Hey, anytime we get to talk about something new and different.
That's you. Talk about something new and different.
Koval, the drive, lost the handle, comes over the near side ball, juggled into the sideline, and is recovered by the still as yet unnamed. If by the way, speaking of great contributions you can make from home, if you know who number 3 is, please share that name. I feel terrible.
Yep.
It could be his first varsity game, and unfortunately not available on the roster we were provided tonight.
Somebody's got to know who he is.
Ball is kicked as it comes down floor, and hopefully he'll get a chance back on the floor as he gets spelled as Whitelaw returns to the action.
He'll be back, I have a feeling.
I sure hope so.
A lot of basketball left.
90 seconds to play here in the third. Leominster an 8-point lead. Dada for a CS touch through Moisen. Dada opens in the left wing. Nice job by the defense, though, to close. And then Viola took a walk with it. Ball back to the Panthers. 1:24 to play here in the third. Thank you.
Aiden Welch.
Well, you know, they've got him listed as wearing 24. 24, 3, could go either way. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Rory, and thank you, Jessica, both.
Very much appreciate
and
that.
Chris.
So that is Aiden
and Brian.
Aiden Welch. Thank you all so much. I love participatory basketball. This is one of the best parts about streaming live, getting the opportunity to interact with folks as well. We certainly do appreciate it. Strong take to the basket. Gary gets fouled. He's got 2 shots coming from the line.
That's going to put Quabbin into the bonus.
And that is going to be a very important story to keep an eye on, Kate. 1:19 to play here in the third. 7th foul called against the Blue Devils. The Panthers are shooting the rest of the way.
Yep. It's only the
And
third.
the first one will go for Gary. So opportunities at the line to draw fouls for the Panthers. They've been successful thus far. One can only assume you could potentially double up with another quarter to play. That's a lot of foul shot opportunities.
A lot of free points.
Meanwhile, they've only committed 2 fouls that have been billed on the board. That one goes for Gary as well and gives us a 6-point basketball game.
Well, and this becomes the trade-off. We talked about how Leominster was garnering more fouls because they were upping their physicality in the paint, but this, unfortunately, is the other side of that sword.
Cias, swing, Dada, beautiful form, 3, and buries it. Under a minute to play here in the third. 32-23. This is Hoekstra going to the floor. He rolled over, and a walk call, and the ball.
I have a favor.
We'll go
if
back,
Aiden
yes.
gets back in this game, you better make a big deal about it. So have your eyes peeled, mister.
I certainly, like I said, I want to be able to properly attribute when players get the
Maybe
opportunity.
I'll just tell Coach. Coach Aiden needs to come back in the game.
Yes, we're making substitutions
Yes.
over here on the floor.
That's right.
This is Viola for Moisen, top
Nobody
of the key.
listens to us anyway. It's
Dada.
fine.
And that's McCormick back in the action as well, the freshman. Swing through Dada, corner Viola. Just keep the defense moving. Dada takes the 3, that won't go. Moisen the rebound, but right into Scavera. Moisen was great over his head until he came down and landed in the lap of Scavera. Not the guy he wanted to body up against. Shot clock off, final 15 seconds of the third. Hoekstra has it knocked down by Viola. Into the paint, Perez fronts Scavera, makes the pick. 5 seconds to play, crossing the timeline.
Bodies
A foul
sprayed.
behind the play. Yes, tell me that this game is only about Kate being able to play enthusiastically. You can feel how bad these players want it. Halstead, no check it. McCormick will have the inbound in front of the official table. 5 seconds to play here in the third.
Dada's asking for
And
it.
Perez scraped the walk. And Coach Crutchfield a little frustrated. He knows that did not line up the way he wanted. 2 7/10 seconds remaining here in the third. Whitelaw, down floor, tipped by Perez to Viola. 3 is good if it goes, banks it, and it did not go. That would have brought down the Blue Devil bench on that one.
I thought you were going to say the house, and I was going to be like, it's me, you, and Bradley. We're the
Indeed.
house.
32-23, Leominster through 3 quarters. Wow, what a play right along the timeline at the closing seconds here. Either team had an opportunity for a bucket, and nobody ends up with a score through the end of that third quarter.
Amy Lynn not happy with that.
Can certainly understand that.
I think Amy Lynn might be one of our most expressive fans online.
I appreciate
her
it is
contributions are a lot of fun.
It is just like being here.
It
that,
is.
That is the key goal as we work
like
our
I
way
know
through,
Amy Lynn now.
through all of it. Okay, as we mentioned, coming up, Kate, we've got so much more basketball still to come, obviously, into the pod playoffs next week. That action will be here on RFM as well. But the add-ons back on to the Blue Devil schedule are key for those of you keeping the schedule at home. So those 2 Oakmont games that got lost last week, we can certainly tell you, at least for the home game, that game will be contested this Saturday, February the 13th, game here at the gym at Leominster High School. It'll be Leominster and Oakmont. Could be a battle for first place in this pod, potentially. We will see what Leominster can do. Leominster and Oakmont Saturday, 2 o'clock, right here on the gym at Leominster High School, and right here on RFM. We'll be on the air 1:45 on a Saturday. And then, of course, next week is school vacation week, you know, typically, as the case may be. I was going to say, as teachers rejoice everywhere.
That's right.
We understand. We're in the same industry. We're with you.
Face-to-face in Worcester.
Worcester Public Schools face-to-face right now. They're looking forward to a little bit of time off. You know, educators, we find each other wherever you go. It is professional development no matter where you go. An opportunity to see and talk to each other, but certainly it is a heck of a lot of fun. So school vacation week next week, but there is pod playoffs all week long. Girls will play over 2 days, boys will play over 2 days. Great job by the athletic directors in the pod to make the adjustments in the schedule so that those situations do not line up over each other. Be 2 days for boys, 2 days for girls, and they won't line up on top of each other, Kate. So the possibility of 4 basketball games here on RFM for vacation week.
So Todd's saying,
That's
happy vacation, Kate.
That's broadcaster Christmas right there.
For some of us.
Ball picked in the lane.
When you're married to somebody, I guess so,
And
by proxy.
Bless your heart. As the final 8 minutes of regulation begin here in quarter number 4. 32-23 Leominster's lead and with the basketball. Half court to our left. Stutter and drive, kick, nice job by McCormick with the give up, and the lay-in is good for Dada.
This one's coming downtown. Oh,
Well, they thought about it. Viola jumps against Koval. Koval dribbled out of trouble, found Whitelaw.
Whitelaw loves that full court pass on the inbound.
If he can find the
Yep.
right place, he
But that's
lost
called
the
a go
handle.
route.
Yes,
in another
indeed.
season.
As Pride got the handle, got it from the left side, shot puts it over the rim. 34-25, 7 minutes to play here in the fourth. This is Moisen.
Leominster, I've noticed in the last several minutes, become much more patient when they're in the offensive end. Really trying to work their possession. You can hear Coach Crutchfield giving him positive reinforcement.
McCormick with the touch pass, cues up Perez, and Perez plays the song, finishes the 3 from the right corner.
That's exactly what you want to see if you're Coach Kevin Crutchfield.
Pride, meanwhile, depresses the defense on his way down floor, got him to collapse, laid it in good, comes right back, 10-point game once again.
And right now, Quabbin certainly not backing down. For every point that Leominster puts up, they are working hard to match.
Offensive foul called against Viola. Irresistible force meets immovable object. Immovable object wins again.
Well, and if you're Leominster, you really need Quabbin to start racking up the fouls in order for you to be in the bonus so that you have point potential on every foul. But right now, Quabbin being incredibly disciplined. And again, Leominster kind of getting forced into the situation of more fouls because they needed to become much more physical in the paint because of the enormity of Scavera.
Whitelaw's shot away won't go. Viola to the floor, dribbles out with it, and then gets fouled as the tempo increases for Gary. Just the 4th foul called against the Panthers here in the second half of action, to the 8 called against the Blue Devils. And Kate, although that offensive foul did not result in shots, it resulted in one more foul closer to the double bonus where you get the guaranteed 2 shots, and there's a walk by Perez in the ball back to the Panthers.
He's very frustrated. He's done that a few times tonight. Been a point of frustration for him.
Side setup here. Scavera gets the inbound from Whitelaw.
Whitelaw, quite the general out there running the point.
Indeed. He'll drop it off for Koval, who had his pocket picked, and the ball goes back to Leominster.
10-point game right now.
Koval and Coach Dextrator frustrated, and a timeout taken on the floor. This one taken by Coach Kevin Crutchfield. Clock stop, 5:48 to play here in the fourth. Leominster with the 37-27 lead. It's a 10-point lead, Kate, but given just how far off their season average they are, it feels tenuous at best.
It certainly does. I mean, Quabbin, with every single time that Leominster looks like they are not only getting the momentum, but becoming, just completely in control of the game, Quabbin sneaks back in. They get they steal a pass. They, disrupt something on the offensive end. They force Leominster to take a 1-point offensive possession, and slowly and steadily they keep the game incredibly close. And it's to their advantage. Quabbin doing a really nice job keeping Leominster scoring low. Leominster, however, again, that hallmark of the Leominster team this year, although not, well publicized because of the prolific scoring that they've had, has been their defense.
Indeed it has been. Schedule continues this week as Quabbin Leominster Week will wrap up with an all-important girls basketball matchup on Thursday, February the 11th. That game is going to be massively important to how the Pod 6 girls basketball action shakes out. So it's Leominster and Quabbin right here at the gym at Leominster High School. Girls on center stage, Thursday, February the 11th. 6 o'clock is the tip time, our first possession.
Again,
and we will be with you at 5:45.
Potentially, I might call my shot right now. I potentially see Leominster girls having to play 3 games back to back against the Quabbin girls. That I think it could be in the cards, and that is a tough tall task.
We'll talk about this a little more post-game, see if we can get a result from out in Quabbin tonight, because I've got some thoughts on this, and it involves Coach Paul DiGeronimo's Lady Red Raiders and the top position. Nice find by Asias. Tyson couldn't finish at the rim. Battle for the basketball, and Whitelaw comes out with it. And then Perez with the immediate steal right back. Perez takes the jumper off window, no good. Battle for the rebound, and Koval's got it, and he's able to dribble it out of trouble.
Once again, there's that situation where Quabbin has been doing a really nice job of rebounding the ball and forcing Leominster to one attempt offensive possession.
Koval, the driving kick, that one won't go, but then right back on the rebound. The touch finds Pride, and Pride lays it in and good. 37-29, under 5 minutes to play here in the fourth. This is Viola. Viola the drive, jumper, that one won't go. Battle for the rebound is pulled down, and this one will find its way into the hands of Koval for Scavera. Scavera elevates, laying good. 6-point basketball game.
Here come the Panthers. 4.5 minutes, a long time left on that clock. You cannot count them out of this game.
Perez 3 won't go. Rebound down in the hands of Scavera.
Yeah, another one-shot possession for Leominster.
Indeed.
Giving Quabbin the opportunity to go right back down the court and put more points on the board. Okay.
A battle for the ball. An unceremonious decleating there, and there will be a foul called on the rebounding action. Thought potentially they had a held ball call. They did not. The foul was billed there against Pride. His third, 5th called against the Panthers. 4:20 to play here in the fourth. Leominster's lead is 6.
I was pleased that although it escalated fairly quickly, it de-escalated fairly quickly as well, which is what I like to see.
Without question.
I'm not big into confrontation. That's just me.
There's your Valentine gift.
Yes.
4 minutes to play here in the fourth.
That's a cop-out. Wait a second.
Oh, you thought that only worked one way?
My goodness.
This is Asias. Asias with the drive. Double clutch does not go, in the rebound down in the hands of Pride.
My Valentine's gift is Todd gets to do 3 basketball games over February vacation.
Here's the drive, the leaner, too strong off window, but a foul on the shot. 2 shots coming from the line for Pride. Todd Robbins alongside his forever Valentine, Kate Robbins. 3:49 to play here in the fourth. 37-31.
Oh boy. A lifelong sentence. You're lucky I like you.
That one won't go. The left-hand shot for Pride won't go. Battle for the rebound. Everybody tries to buy it. Leominster wins the rally.
I'd like to see Leominster really take their time, settle things down, make sure that they manufacture points.
The drive, kick corner, Perez, 3, rimmed out, rebound, Whitelaw.
That's not what I wanted to see.
And Whitelaw finds Koval. 3.5 to play here in the fourth. Bothered all the way down for Koval by Viola. And that foul will lead to 2 shots. It is the 10th foul called against the Blue Devils. It's bonus plus the rest of the way for the Panthers.
Again, only a 6-point game right now. And every single time Quabbin goes to the line, potential for free points.
Meanwhile, the Panthers with 2 fouls to give before Leominster finds their way in the bonus. And in the meantime, Koval misses the first. Second opportunity coming here at the line. He got the second one to go. Closes this to a 5-point basketball game. Final 3:25 of regulation. Viola bounces for Perez. And now Asias. Asias from Moisen. Tried the up fake, didn't go. Asias drive, took the contact, missed the lay-in. Scavera the rebound and the clear out. He finds Koval to the lane. Koval came down with possession of the basketball. That is a walk. Ball will go back to Leominster. And Coach Kevin Grudgefield spends the timeout. 2:57 to play here in the fourth quarter. 37-32, Leominster with the lead.
Timeouts now at a premium.
Indeed they are. It has certainly gotten this one all that much closer. Coaches, as we've been talking about, Kate, throughout the last so many weeks, have figured out in the absence of what you can do with the lack of a halftime and being able to make adjustments, coaches are using this time and using their timeouts to be able to make their adjustments and make use of that.
Well, when you have only that 2.5 minute long mask break at the halftime, making any real substantive changes or substantive adjustments by the coaching staffs is a little bit tricky. By utilizing your timeouts wisely, you're able to implement, one or two things each and every time. And like you said, give your players a little bit more of a break. Kevin Grushfield's fairly animated over there too tonight for Leominster. He wants this win pretty bad.
Has been throughout the night, knows how important it is. And speaking of important basketball games, another intrepid reporter, Catherine Bro, checks in with us. Catherine, thank you so much for the assist with the update from out at Quabbin Regional tonight. Girls basketball action. Quabbin on top of Leominster, 40-18. Total Panther control, just under 4 minutes to play in regulation in that one.
Quabbin's girls basketball has always been incredibly prolific. We knew it coming in. You take a look at their record, you knew that they were a force to be reckoned with. And so Leominster right now getting a taste of that medicine. They've got to do it at least one more time. And like I said, the way that things might shake out, I could potentially see them having to match up again in that first pod playoff game next week. So it could be 3 games in a row for these 3 teams. They're going to get to know each other pretty ding-dang darn well.
Viola hits the 3 at the buzzer on the shot clock. 1 second to shoot. He launched it away, and it went. 40-32. Leominster reestablishes an 8-point lead. 2:10 to play here in the 4th. That was a huge 3-pointer for Viola on a possession that was disappearing. Final 2 minutes of the 4th quarter. Here's the drive. Pride tried the underhanded pass, and there was nobody home. The ball out of bounds and back to Leominster.
Errant passing coming back to bite Quabbin had been what we saw a lot of in the early going. They had cleaned things up very well in the 3rd, and obviously at the start here of the 4th, and they're doing a really nice job getting back into this. But Leominster right now, back to that 8-point lead.
1:45 to play here in the 4th quarter. Viola finds Perez. Coming up post-game here on Rivalry Family Media, we will have Leominster head coach Kevin Crutchfield courtside for his final thoughts and his thoughts on how this pod playoff might shape up. Perez 3 at the shot clock buzzer won't go, but the rebound down from Moisen. Leominster takes it back to the top of the key and a chance to peel more seconds off the clock. Huge offensive board there.
They had one when it mattered.
1:10 to play here in the 4th. 10 to shoot on the shot clock. This is Dada. Spin to the lane.
Now,
Jumper away. That one won't go. Scavera the rebound. Under a minute to play here in the 4th.
now interestingly there, with 2 fouls to give, Quabbin letting a lot of time come off the clock.
No, you're absolutely right, Kate. May have been an opportunity to give a foul there. Try to close the gap. Shot missed there by Gary. The rebound down from Moisen.
Because now you have only about a 12-second shot clock to game shot differential here. And an 8-point lead for Leominster, and they have possession. So once again, 2 fouls Quabbin has to give.
15 to shoot
There
on
it
the
is.
possession, and yeah, they will give it, but
Far too late.
yeah, that took a while. I think that's one of those cases, Kate, where you're stuck in a situation, you're not quite sure, you're trying to press the tempo, you want to go for the steal and not able to do it.
26.6 remaining here.
This is Asias for Dada.
The shot clock is off.
Indeed it is. And they give there, so
There it
that's
is.
Koval gives it. That'll be the 7th foul called against the Panthers. A 1-and-1 opportunity here at the line for Viola. And Coach Dextrader spends a timeout.
That should be his last.
22 and 1/10 seconds to play here in the 4th. An 8-point lead for Leominster at 40-32. Hockey season continues as well out there in this winter season. Leominster TV, your exclusive home for high school hockey coming up. Check leominster.tv for your upcoming hockey schedule as well, as that pod will start to wrap up its hockey action this week and head on into the pod playoffs next week. All of the winter season rapidly coming to a conclusion, and that of course means, Kate, fall 2 is on the horizon as well. Volleyball and football, the two sports of note coming up in that one. We're looking forward to that action both here at the gym and out at Doyle Field as well.
It's so strange. Baseball and softball coaches generally are gearing up right around then. They're going to get their chance, but they're going to get an extra month. So the nice part for baseball, softball, lax, and even outdoor track is going to be the situation where it's likely going to be the only season that you are going to know 100% of the way that you're going to be outside for the duration of your tryouts, which is incredibly rare here in Massachusetts. You're generally having to fight the elements, and now you get to look at the football team and go, here, have fun, enjoy this for a laugh.
Viola can't get the front end to go, and the rebound down for Pride. Panthers gotta hurry here. Pride, the drive, pocket pick by Perez. He slows the action down. Shot clock is off, final 10 seconds here of the fourth quarter. Perez for Viola. Smartly gonna just dribble this one out. He's challenged, but Viola is just trying to run the clock down. Final second, and that is the way this one will end. Blue Devils pick up a huge victory here. The important and all-important first of 2 here inside the gym at Leominster High School tonight. 40-32 Blue Devils, a winner here inside the gym at Leominster High School, improves their record to 5-2 overall. Panthers will fall to 3-4, and that was a very important win. First this week, the Blue Devils need every single one of them down the stretch if they want an opportunity for a home game in those pod playoffs next week. Every single one of these wins matters down the stretch. 40-32, Leominster a winner over Quabbin tonight. For those of you joining us in replay on Comcast, Verizon, via our friends at Leominster TV, we say thank you so very much for joining us. For Kate Robbins, Bill Thomas on assignment, and Bradley Bedard, I am Todd Robbins, saying thank you so very much for joining us. And until next time on Leominster TV, so long, everybody. For those of you continuing with us live here tonight on Facebook.com/Media Rivalry, right here on RFM, we continue post-game coming up. Leominster head coach Kevin Grudgefield joins us courtside here inside the gym at Leominster High School to talk you through this one and the week to come. Leominster, a 40-32 winner over Quabbin tonight. More to come. This is RFM.